fridge for the past 35 minutes or so. I just try to bring it back up to room temperature. I have a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil in my braising pot here, and all we're doing is I'm shaking the marinade, like the scallion and garlic and everything, off the pieces of meat, and I'm just putting them, and you don't want to crowd the pan too much, yeah? Just putting them in here just to brown up, just to seal up, just to, just to mix, get some color going. And then now with the rest of the marinade that we have in there, hang on to that, because that's going to go into the pot eventually. But for now, all we want to do, and in case you're wondering, this is part 2 of that video, brown stew oxtail with red beans. In video 1, we went through the process of seasoning it to allow it to marinate overnight. And in that video, I explained why it's important to marinate it and how you can marinate it for at least 3 hours and still get away with wicked flavors, yeah? So all we're doing, and I'm going to move them around, toss them, and develop that nice rich color. You see some lovely color that we've got from the browning process here. And by the way, my heat was on medium, if I didn't already explain that. In goes all of the marinade, the onion, scallion, garlic, all those different things are going in there now. And what we want to do is add about 6 cups of water to here, switch it around, which is going to go into the pot. I'm just going to turn my heat down just a little bit, give this a little wipey wipe. I hate splatter on my stove, yeah? What I do want to add is some diced tomato, some allspice berries. I've got some bay leaves, just a couple of them. Well, 3 tiny bay leaves, so 2 regular sized bay leaves would be perfect. And of course, I mentioned earlier, when seasoning in that video when I explained about seasoning the oxtail, I mentioned that I was going to go in with some ginger. So I'm just going to grate some ginger, and I don't peel my ginger. When I buy it, I wash it and I air dry it before I store it. But I really don't see the use for peeling ginger. There's a lot of nice stuff in the skin, man. Yes, the water goes in now. I'm going to add in total about 6 or 7 cups at this point. Later on, as it braises, we're going to bring this up to a boil, so I'm going to turn my heat up. But as it braises, I'm going to braise this for 2.5 hours before I add my red beans. And my red beans is straight out of a can, so it's already cooked. But the point is, we need this low and slow just to develop those flavors, to break down the muscle of the oxtail, and to make it nice and tender. Because after all, we want this falling off the bone. I'm going to add a bit more water in there, and then we're going to continue. So you can see it's come up to a boil. What I want to do is sort of skim off all the impurities at the top here. Then I'm going to reduce it. That's going to go into the rubbish, well, down the sink anyways. I'm just going to continue doing that. But anyhow, the process here moving forward is 2 things. Reduce the heat just so you have a simmer going, and 2, give it, keep an eye on things. Later on you may need to add, let me turn that heat down, you may need to add more water. Now here's the thing, the common question will be, Chris, can we use beef stock or chicken stock? Yes, you can use stock broth or whatever you want instead of water. But I'm trying to, I love the rich flavor the oxtail itself will give out. I'm not trying to taint it. In my humble opinion, you're tainting it when you do that. So again, reduce it to a simmer, 2.5, almost 3. Be mindful that the pimento seeds or pimento berries or allspice berries, however you call it, will want to float at the top there. So when you're skimming, be very mindful of those little babies. They add a lot of flavor, and they're really required in this recipe. So I'm just going to give that a stir, get that one more skim, and I'm going to put the lid on. Pardon me. I'm just going to put the lid on slightly ajar with a crack so it breathes. Every 20-30 minutes I'll give it a stir, and I'll check the water level. 3.5 hours later, and this is where we at right now. It's been on that sort of between a simmer and a rolling boil. You will need to keep adding water. In total, anywhere from 10 to 11 cups of water I've used so far. Now here's the thing, yes, you can use a pressure cooker, and this will be done in a third of the time. But I believe in low and slow because it develops a much better flavor, in my humble opinion anyways. So at this point now, what we need to do is the last half hour. I've got 30 minutes to go. I want to sort of add more flavor, finishing flavors that is, as well as the red beans in there. With that in mind, I've got bell peppers. I want to repeat the flavor from the Caribbean green seasoning, so that is some fresh thyme, and if you wanted to add some more fresh ground black pepper in here, you can do that as well. And the red kidney beans, these are a tiny bean that I love using. It's not the big bold red kidney bean, it's more of a pink bean, but and you can see it's a bit smaller. What I also want is my Scotch bonnet pepper in here. So the sort of finishing flavors will be I'll get the sort of flavor from the bell peppers. And again, what this is going to allow me to do, and you notice it's not a lot of oxtail in there, but by doing it this way, you'll be able to spread it for more people, basically what we're trying to do. Lastly, I've got coconut milk straight out of a can. I'm not trying to grate coconut or all kind of thing like that this hour, because this thing's been going for quite a while now. Just going to hit that a little shaky shake, and what we're going to do is bring that back up to a boil. I'm going to give it a stir. I'm going to cook it now with the lid off. And we're going to cook it from anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. The beans are already cooked. And by the way, the beans is out of a can, so there's about 1.5 cups of bean, about 1.5 cup of coconut milk that went in there. But it's important that you rinse the beans before you put it in there. You don't want that briny sort of thick sludge that usually comes with in the can. You don't want that in there. And remember, that will have a sodium element as well. So what we're going to do is give this about 10 minutes. Then you will taste it and adjust the salt. The reason for adding the Scotch bonnet pepper now is because you will get the finishing notes of that Scotch bonnet pepper in there as well too. At the end, you can take that Scotch bonnet pepper out. In my case, I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna release the beast. Caribbean sunshine, I love you too bad. I want that heat, man. Just gonna move that around, make sure everything gets tucked under, and that coconut milk there is going to bring a sweetness here as well. Boy, I'm telling you, really lovely, comforting, homely flavors of the Caribbean. And you know, the salt and peppers and everything else just brighten up the dish altogether as well. So again, you're going to bring that up to a boil and let it simmer for about 30 minutes, and then we're done. Just make sure the oxtail is tender though, because after all that time and money and effort and energy we put into this, we want something that is fork tender, falling off the bone. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it. You notice the lovely gravy we have going on there, and that is part of the reason why earlier in the process I added that tomato. So let's recap. We seasoned and marinated the oxtail overnight. Next day we browned it. We add all the seasoning and along with water, and we braised it 3.5, 4 hours, depending on how old the animal was when they butchered it. It will take long if you want it, and we spoke about this. To use a pressure cooker, by all means, you can rush. You can rush. You can use that. Yeah, well, basically you're rushing, and use that. You can rock that pressure cooker. Now the last half hour we added coconut milk, we added thyme, we added what else in there, some the red beans, and we allowed it to cook for a further 30 minutes. At this point you will taste it for salt, and remember the Scotch bonnet and thyme and coconut milk and all that, we added it near the end, but you can add it earlier on in the cooking process. I just want those flavors pronounced at the end here. This is why I added those things there. The final sort of thing, and you'll taste it for salt at this point, adjust the salt, and you're pretty much done. The last thing, I'm just gonna go in with some scallion, and yo man, just give that a mix. I'm gonna turn off the stove because I don't want it. It will thicken further as it cools, and this is a solid cast iron, glazed cast iron pot, so I know the residual heat will continue reducing the sauce or gravy. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Always a pleasure having you all in the kitchen with me. Lovely, nice and tender, very comforting, and we've got the red beans in there. As you can see, we've got that nice thick gravy or sauce fork tender. And you know how you know when oxtail is doing the right thing? Notice the pull back here on the bone. Remember it started off here and then the pull back? Boy, this here is pure comfort. I am telling you, you need to make this. If you love your family, if you have any love at all for your family, for yourself, this year make it about you and, you know, cook for you and all kind of things. So anyhow, I go on, yes, it's been a long day cooking this.